Hi guys, welcome back. So for the final time this year, we are doing a race preview for the Kubota High Limit Racing Series. It's going to take place at the Texas Motor Speedway dirt track this Friday and Saturday, October 11th and 12th. Races 52 and 53. It is crazy that the season is already almost over. I want to say thank you to everybody that has watched these race previews here. We started doing these at the beginning of the year, and I didn't really know where it was going to go. That was when the channel was in its infancy, and now it has grown a ton, and I appreciate everybody's support. And hopefully everybody has enjoyed the coverage, not only here on the channel, but on Flow Racing with myself and Tony Laporta. It has been a wild, wild ride, and we've come a long ways, and it's crazy to say that we are here at the end. I am currently located at the Quality Inn in Joplin, Missouri, as we are making our way towards the southern portion of the United States, heading towards Texas Motor Speedway after last night's race at Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri. So this race is in Fort Worth, Texas. The racetrack is a 0.4 of a mile oval, and it is the all-in season finale. Now, before I go any further, I forgot to mention these couple of guys as well. I want to say thank you to channel subscriber Ryan Showalter, gave me a Chipotle gift card back at I-70. Thank you to him for that. Also, channel member John O'Neill giving me a sweatshirt of his son's 360 sprint car, little driver sweatshirt, little merchandise action. John, thank you for that. And then also Jay Strasser sending in a $4 super chat on those last couple of race previews. Thank you guys so much. The YouTube community has been so awesome so far in my little bit of time I've been on here. You guys are awesome. So let's continue on here with this race preview. The weather going in is going to be a hot one. 93 degrees for a high, a low of 67, and for both nights, a 0% chance of rain. So this first section here, that is for Friday night. And now for Saturday, 97 degrees for a high, a low of 68, and rain chances at 0% as well for Saturday night's action. So Friday, it's going to be a standard $10,000 to win, $1,000 to start feature. But then on Friday, that's when the stakes get raised a little bit there to $50,000 to win and $2,000 to take the green flag. So finishing off the season with yet another $50,000 to win show with Kubota High Limit Racing. We have had a lot of big races this year, and it only is fitting to have another one to end off the season. The estimated car count is going to be about 40-ish. So right now, I think we have 39 on the list. A fantastic car count going to be going down there to Texas Motor Speedway's dirt track. We will talk about who is going to be there in just a few minutes here. Now, let's look at the top 10 because we did run there earlier this year. I want to say it was like the 5th or the 6th race of the season back on April 13th. It was Anthony Macri getting the win, but it did not come easy. There were 3 different leaders in this race. Tyler Courtney, he had his share of time at the front of the field. He finished in the 2nd position. Brad Sweet was 3rd in that race. Jacob Allen, he led laps in that main event as well. He finished up in 4th, and then McFadden would come home in the 5th position. 6th was Brent Marks. 7th was Rico Abreu. 8th was Zeb Wise. 9th was Corey Day. And 10th in that race went to Corey Eliason. So we'll see how many of those guys will make their way into the top 10 for the season finale. Macri will not be there in attendance for this race this weekend. But we had the magnet. We were going to put him up here on the board as a top 10 finisher earlier on this season. Now, if you're going to be watching at home on Flow Racing, the broadcast, we don't know exactly when hot laps are going to begin, but I'm giving you a rough estimate of 6:15 p.m. Central Standard Time for you to tune in and watch the races on Flow. Now, speaking of Flow, right after the final race on Saturday, on Sunday, we are going to have the banquet. It's going to be live on Flow Racing. I believe it's going to kick off at 7:45 Central Time. So if you're interested in watching the banquet, it will be live on Flow. Myself and Tony Laporta will be hosting that. And all 16 drivers that ran the entire series are going to come up and accept their awards and give speeches and things like that. We've got all kinds of other awards to give away as well. So that could be something fun to watch on a Sunday night. So if you're interested, make sure to tune into that. Now, looking at the track record, and this was quite interesting here. The track record set by Darren Pittman back on April 1st of 2001. No, it was not an April Fool's joke. It is a 12.276 set by Darren Pittman. And what's crazy is Pittman is going to be there this weekend at Texas Motor Speedway 23 years later. And we'll talk about him a little bit more in depth in just a few moments. But Darren Pittman is the track record holder going into this weekend. The last time back on April 13th, we were not even in the 12-second bracket. I want to say we were in like the mid-13s. So track record more than likely not going to be in jeopardy, especially with the hot temperatures we're going to be seeing there this weekend. Now, I have a green box around Tanner Thorson here because I think he's a guy to watch for going into this weekend. He ran against the POWRi 410 Series last weekend for 2 nights. He finished second in both of those races. And then last night at Lucas Oil Speedway, he looked like a car that could potentially win the race. Unfortunately, lost an engine late there in the last 10 laps and had to relegate himself back to a really bad finish. But Tanner Thorson, I'm not saying he's going to win. I'm not saying he's going to run a top 5, but I think you need to keep an eye on him because he ran really well with POWRi. He ran really well last night at Lucas Oil Speedway. Texas does not really seem like a track that Tanner Thorson would excel at, but maybe, just maybe, with that momentum on his side and the speed he's shown recently, he could put together a good run. With the coilovers on, a lot of people were talking about that on Twitter and things like that yesterday after having really good finishes with the coilover car. Could that speed continue going into this weekend for Tanner Thorson? Now, with it being the all-in season finale, the championship is already sewed up for Brad Sweet. We want to talk about the points because the race for second in points and the race for fifth in points, the final charter, are very, very, very close going into these final 2 races. Rico Abreu and Tyler Courtney are separated by just 1 point right now for second in the championship. And we mentioned it during the Lucas Oil Speedway preview that is a $25,000 difference in the championship point fund. So those 2 guys are going to be really, driving on the ragged edge here, trying to get second in points. Obviously, second in points is good, but that extra 25 grand is also good as well. So Courtney has had Rico's number the last couple of races with High Limit Racing. The last time we were here, you could see it right there. He was second and Rico was 7th. So Rico's got to get out of this little funk he's in here, and he's got to get back up going and see if he can maybe hang on to that second place in points. And then for the final charter spot with the DNF last night for Brent Marks at Lucas Oil Speedway, he is now 7 points out of a charter position behind Corey Day. So Corey Day is in the driver's seat right now to grab a charter for Jason Myers Racing, and Brent Marks has got to get up on the wheel and try and make something happen. We look back to the top 10 from earlier this year. Marks was 6th and Corey Day was 9th. That would be almost enough to take that spot back away. So we'll see if Brent Marks can rally back and get something going. Also, Justin Peck is only, I think he's like 15 or 17 points behind Brent Marks. So if Peck has a really good weekend, he could get Tom Buch there into the charter position as well. So a lot to look at, a lot to talk about going into the weekend when it comes to the point standings with Kubota High Limit Racing. Now, looking at the non-high rollers going into this race, we've got a lot of them because there's going to be almost 40 cars showing up. We've got Ayrton Jennison. We've got Aaron Reitzel, who swept the 2 nights at Texas Motor Speedway Dirt Track with POWRi last weekend. We've got Scott Boguski in the Michael Dutcher Motorsports 17 GP. It will not be Cameron Key in the 12X coming up this weekend. It's going to be Chase Randall driving that car. So Chase Randall, the driver out of Waco, Texas, we've seen him in many cars here over the last couple of weeks. He is going to be in the Beaver Racing 12X this weekend. The 27 of Emerson Axum, the 10 of Ryan Timms is going to be there. So after last night, the speed they've shown at I-70, the speed they've shown at Lucas Oil, Timms was supposed to run the POWRi midget race coming up this weekend. I want to say at Port City, but after last night, they almost won the race and they changed their minds. They're going to Texas Motor Speedway to contend with High Limit Racing for $50,000 to win. I think that is the right move to make for this team because they are very, very fast. You got to strike when the iron's hot, as they say. And so Timms will be there in the lead, big number 10. And then how about Darren Pittman? We talked about him here for the track record. Darren Pittman in the Kreitz Racing 69K. Darren tweeted it yesterday saying that who would have expected the Kreitz Racing car to be in Texas in October? That is something that we would not see very often or ever. They're actually skipping a World of Outlaws race at Lincoln Speedway in PA this weekend to come all the way to Texas for 2 nights. And so we'll see what Pittman can do. That car way off the porch. And so it'll be fun to watch Darren Pittman and that car. So for the fans in Texas that have never seen the Kreitz Racing car, this is your opportunity. Jace Park, the 45X, will be there. Kerry Madsen in the 55V. 21 of Brian Brown and 23 Garrett Williamson will be there as well. We've got Jeb Sessoms and John Carney, the 2 Taco Casa cars. We've got Austin Mundy and Harley White. Tim Estenson coming down from Fargo, North Dakota, the 14T. Wout Hoffmans, the Flying Dutchman, is going to be there in the Shop House Racing 17S. Blaine Baxter, the 25B, he'll be in the field as well. Joel Myers Jr. is going to be there, and the 46 Junior, he's not going to be in the Hayward Motorsports 19. He'll be in his own 46 Junior. Trey Starks, one of the interesting stories, in the 73 for Scotty Thiels. So Trey Starks, if you did not see that news, is going to be driving Scotty Thiels' car Friday and Saturday at the Texas Motor Speedway dirt track. Scotty Thiel going to a wedding, and Trey Starks going to come out and fill in for him, and we'll see what he can do. Obviously, we know what he did on the West Coast this year. Got 2 wins with High Limit at Grays Harbor and at Skagit. It'll be fun to watch Trey Starks this weekend. Kyle Jones in the 79. You got Marcus Thomas in the 10G and Dalton Stevens in the 99. So a pretty healthy contingent of Texas locals going to be showing up there to the Texas Motor Speedway dirt track, and it's going to be a really, really fun weekend to end off the season. We hope to end it off with a banger of a race. Make sure to watch on Flow Racing Live, 6:15 p.m. Central Time on Friday and Saturday. Thank you guys so much again for watching these race previews. It's been fun to grow the channel, get the magnets, make this into a thing that people like to watch and get themselves prepared for these races. Thank you to Flow Racing for putting these on their website that have helped kind of spread the word about the whiteboard and stuff like that. So I really appreciate that. Make sure to hit subscribe. Hit the like button, comment down below. Are you going to be at Texas? If you are, let us know your win picks, and I will talk to you guys again here very soon on the YouTube channel. If you're watching on Flow, you won't see me for a long time, maybe not till the Perth Motorplex race preview, but make sure to come over to the YouTube channel and check out all the content we got over there. We do a lot of sprint car related stuff on the YouTube channel. So thank you guys so much again for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon.